This is Amy Rice with my reflection for Module 15 for Introduction to Instructional Technology. Um, this module was about game-based learning and like interactive games and those kinds of things on the internet and different things. The first question: what are your thoughts to the gamification of education? Do you feel games can be used to teach students? Or are they simply a way to entertain? What are some examples you can think of to use games in your future classroom? I kind of feel that I might be a little bit in the minority in this one. Um, I I suppose games have their place, and I'm fine with that. As far as like interactive games and games that are up in front of a screen like this, um, I think that within certain guidelines they would be okay. But if kids are just gonna play to play, then I think they need to be outside. I I think they need to be out in the sunshine, getting dirt on their hands and that kind of stuff. As far as like using games in the classroom, I get it, and I think that it does have merit. Um, Kids always learn more when they're engaged, when they're having fun. And so you definitely want to, whatever it is that you're teaching, you want to try and make it as fun and engaging for them as possible. And if games are the way that you need to do it, then that's the way you need to do it. So I guess I'm kind of a little bit mixed feelings about it. It has its perks, but I think that kids spend a lot of time with their faces in a screen already, and I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel. Um, and as far as the what examples can you think of to use games in your future classroom, I think something like kind of like what we learned about how whether it's like a Jeopardy kind of game or a bingo kind of game, I think that those would be fine. To you can use that with any number of different type of content areas, whether it's math or science or English or whatever. You can use a lot of different things to kind of work with that and make them fit what you're trying to teach, I guess. Um, Number two, what template did you use and what kind of interactive games did you develop? Was the template user friendly? Or did you have any problems that you experienced? I did a Jeopardy, like it had like 5 different categories of a Jeopardy type game on Google Slides. The template that I got, I don't remember where it was on one of the things that I found that I downloaded on, and I again I have some kind of mixed feelings about it. Technically, it wasn't difficult per se. I mean, because the template, I mean, here's the answer, here's a question, here's the answer, here's a question. I mean, so it I mean, the flow was made sense and everything. My issue is that it was very, very tedious. It took a long time doing that. Like the way it was set up, it had like the Jeopardy title over the front, like at the top of the page, and the first slide was like the main board where you had like the different categories with like $100, $200, $300, down to 5. So there were 5 different categories and 5 different levels, like $100, $200, $300, $400, $500. So there were 25 questions. And with the way Jeopardy, the way the slides worked, you had a slide for each question, and then you had a slide for every answer. And so that's 50 slides right there. And then they also do like the not the double Jeopardy, but like the final Jeopardy at the very end. So that you have to have an additional question and an answer for that. And to me, it just seemed like it was a lot of work, a lot of time consumed with this one little thing that may take 20 minutes of classroom time. I mean, I'm just I'm not sure that, at least for the template that I use specifically, I'm not sure it would be worth doing that in a regular classroom. I mean, obviously I have it done now and I'll save it to maybe use at some future point. But to do that on a regular basis, continually with new content, I think would be very time consuming. And I just don't know if that would be a reasonable use of your time. I mean, because as educators, we're going to have very limited time. Between the paperwork and between teaching and then our own personal lives and like the grading, and I mean, there's so much going on. It just seems very labor intensive. At least with the template that I used. And if there are other templates out there that are way more user friendly, then that's great, and I would love to hear about it. But the one that I used was kind of a pain in the butt. So that was kind of a frustrating part for me. That was very time consuming. And then an issue that I had was when I went to, and I'm not sure if I'm using the right terminology, convert it into the PPTX format so we can submit it. When I did that, like half of the words went like in a completely different font color. Like it changed. So you couldn't see them. So then I had to go back and individually redo, like highlight and change the color for each individual box. And that was also very time consuming. And so by the end of it, I was kind of frustrated. So yes, I will probably use gaming at some point in my future classroom, but I'm not really sure how I'll integrate it. Whatever I do, I really hope that it's a lot more user friendly than what I have chosen to do with this assignment. So thank you for listening. I hope that you all have a good day, and we'll see you later. Thank you.